Timeout Talks. Timeout Talks. Timeout Talks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks, which is brought to you by the Minifan Network, sponsored by the one and only Chase and Thrills custom T-shirts and accessories, Make It Mac, and of course the Ice Shaker. We've both got some Chase and Thrills and Make It Mac apparel on, and of course Ben's got his Ice Shaker right there. I see we've got some people loaded up already here in the viewership. Ben, we've got plenty to talk about today. We're going to get back to our Celtics. Can they contend for a championship? That's going to be some of the talk later. Been hearing a little bit of the rumblings of that. Of course, Jason Tatum's birthday. We'll be talking about that, of course. That's been an ongoing theme. And your Boston Bruins, trade deadline on the move. We saw the Oilers get aggressive. They went out and got Connor Murphy. You know, a team that's always in the mix. Should the Bruins be buyers right now? Or should they be sellers? Or maybe they should just stand pat? We'll talk about that. And, of course, we're going to get to all the related NFL news. We've got some franchise tags, transition tags. We've got guys being released. We're going to get into all that. We've got some graphics for that. And, of course, we're going to talk some UFC. So we've got a jam-packed show tonight. And, Ben, I think what better way to talk and start the show off than talking about the Boston Celtics, who have been unbelievable. Without Jason Tatum, no Jaylen Brown, no problems. They go out, they 30-piece the Milwaukee Bucks. They're beating the Memphis Grizzlies, whether it's Ron Harper Jr. that they just re-signed on a quick deal or it's Hugo Gonzalez. These guys cannot be stopped right now, Ben. And they could potentially be having Jason Tatum on the mend. So, Ben, is this team a title contender?
I think so, Josh. I think so, just based off, and I'm not taking anything away from the Celtics in this one, but we've all seen it throughout the year. The East isn't clearly as good as the West, and the East is a little weak this year. It's down in the most recent years. The East is usually right up there. I know the West has been a little stronger, probably a little more recently, but the East has always been kind of right there. Obviously, 1A, 1B, but the East is a little. You look at that number one seed. I know I keep saying the same thing about the Pistons. I like him and everything. I hype him up, but then I sort of discredit them at the same time. And I kind of heard it from 98.5 today too. They're kind of sort of the younger version of us. Back then, Josh. When we lost the Warriors. I think if they're going to have a run, it's going to be like that. The Warriors. You need to lose in order to get that championship. You need to feel that heartbreak. The Pistons are young. So if anything, during this run, I see the Pistons just going for it, but I just don't think they have, the age right now. I think they're just too young for it. They need to lose, build that character like we did against the Warriors, and just so many tough losses over the years kind of built this team up. And, because who's the number two for Cade? You really don't have a number two. So I think, they're looking the best team. Their toughness, they're just, 1 through 5, their bench, they've, we've gone 1 and 3 against them this year. They can they're definitely more physical on us right now, especially even if Tatum comes back. He's going to get kind of bullied on the ball by some of these guys over there. Thompson's a great defender. Isaiah Stewart, Cade's good. They got a couple great, stretch fours out there. So, they, I kind of assumed I just threw the stretch 4 out there. I assumed they got a great stretch 4. I should have had that one, but the Pistons are legit on the defensive side. That's what scares me for the Celtics. But to be honest, Josh, I don't really know anybody else in the East. Nobody else in the East really scares me. The Cavs have Harden now. They kind of implode from time to time. I don't know why you get James Harden, but you can never really trust the team with him. So you kind of look at everyone else, there's really nobody there. So, I mean, the Celtics definitely have a chance right now, Josh. I think, I know, it's Pritchard and Jordan Walsh and Hugo Gonzalez going to do this in the playoffs. We're going to see. We're going to see. I'm a betting guy. Most of probably 2/3 of those guys won't. I think Pritchard's legit now. I think Pritchard's taken that turn from some of his playoff woes. I think he's gonna have a great postseason for us. Just the way he's been playing, and he's just been awesome. I mean, just the way he's been hitting threes, and he's just been leading this team. They didn't miss a step without Brown last night. So, granted, that's the Bucks, and they stink. But Giannis was out there. I mean, Giannis was out there, and they shut him down. And Pritchard was just held that steady scoring, getting the ball in the houser, and just distributing. So, I mean, Josh, I think we can. I'm excited for this team, and like I said last week, it's excited. It's exciting. I'm excited for all of us to be rooting together. This is good. This is good. When we're all together in this, Josh. So, no, but I think they got a legit shot.
Sorry about that, Ben. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, as you've mentioned, Peyton
I was
Pritchard.
rambling.
I mean, no. This is what we love, and this is what I want to hear, man. I mean, I kind of agree. I don't know if they're going to win it all because they've got some moving pieces, and I'll be the bearer of bad news. I think sliding in, Jaylen Brown, he'll be fine, but sliding him in, sliding Tatum back in, who's been out for a while, maybe it'll throw a little dysfunction in there, excuse me. But I do think that this Celtics team has the meat and bones. We talk about 2023, 2024. I'm bad with years. 2024, we talk about that year where we won Banner 18. They had all those guys. They had the deep bench, and you've kind of alluded to it already. They do have those pieces. It's more just putting those pieces to the puzzle when you get certain guys back. Having Jason Tatum come back, does he not? This is a huge thing lingering over this team. But one of the biggest things that I will say about this Boston Celtics team is they've been able to handle adversity. You saw it, that they don't have Jaylen Brown. They don't have Jason Tatum, either of those guys, and they're completely fine. They get these wins. They're blowing out the Bucks. I know the Bucks aren't the Bucks, but they still got Giannis out there. I mean, they still got some team. They still got some talent. And I mean, we don't have our two best players, and we're 30-piecing team. It seems like everybody has bought in. And I know James has mentioned this before, Ben, but just tip of the cap to Joe Mazzulla. He's been unbelievable. He's just bringing out the raw talent, like the Luka Garzas and the Ron Harpers. Like, these guys weren't really doing anything, especially Luka Garza. Yeah, excuse me. It's like a tongue twister there. He wasn't this,
You got it.
big man that we thought he was going to be. And I think the Celtics and Joe Mazzulla especially have been able to tap into some of those talents. They're figuring things out. I mean, Keita has been unbelievable. I mean, again, he's not out there. He's not Shaq. He's not Dwight Howard in his prime, but he's snatching rebounds. He's getting good, efficient shots in the paint and doing things with which the Celtics and us as Boston fans have needed. You turn the page over. We went out and get Vucevic, who's been a prolific scorer at the big position. He's been great. I know his 10 points last night or whatever it was, 14. It seems like small, but all those things add up, Ben. And as you've mentioned, and as I've kind of mentioned here, I do think that this Boston Celtics team is a contender. I know you've talked about the Cavs. That's kind of been a team you've been in and out on. That's a team to watch out for. But again, you kind of, as you've mentioned it too, they're probably going to shoot themselves in the foot. You look at the New York Knicks, who I've just laughed about for a lot. We're going to get our lick back at some point. They're kind of a disaster. Jalen Brunson's kind of carrying the whole thing by himself. He's holding the torch. There's only so much light left on that torch. And you look at the Pistons, they're a young team. I mean, I know it's fair to say in the NBA, but I have to see it to believe it. And the Pistons kind of scream the magic of a few years ago where they were great and then they don't get out of the second round. So just another young team, the Magic. And again, this is the season when Ben and we dip our toes right back into hockey and basketball. But I got to say, I don't want to say that the Celtics aren't going to contend. I don't think that they will win the championship, but I do think that they are serious contenders within the East. And I'm very, very curious. And I think kind of a pawn point here, very curious to see how they handle Jaylen Brown being the number one. Is he going to love to kind of step down and be 1A, 1B? I don't know. Maybe I'm being that media, that person that's always finding into it. But Jason Tatum as well. How are they even just going to slide him back in? I'm very curious to see how it is. And, of course, happy birthday to Jason Tatum.
Yeah, happy birthday to Jason Tatum on that one. Yeah, the Pacers, I think they stink. I'm pretty sure the Pacers are bottom of the division. I think they're bad this year. I think they've had to deal with some injuries, so yeah, we don't have to worry about the Pacers this year. But no, it's just Josh, that's what you gotta do too. You gotta keep us talking. I like that. You gotta get that 1A, 1B conversation going with Tatum and Brown. It's true. I mean, hey, I know everyone kind of laughs at it, but happy birthday,
That's a good
Rob
one.
too. Happy
Birthday,
It's
Robbie.
Robin Tatum. Whoa, it's Robin
Robin
Tatum.
Tatum.
That's pretty solid day right there. Happy birthday, Rob. I didn't know him and Tatum shared a birthday, so there you go, Rob. Who's a little more famous? Well, I get a little poll going for that one over there. Shout out, Rob, as always. But no, I mean it's a fair question. You know, you kind of like it's a good problem to have, Josh. You know, talking about that. You know, if they're gonna sort of mess up the chemistry, but no, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be good with that. I think he's just not going to be, 100% to what everyone remembers. And obviously, it's going to take him a little while and everything, but uh, yeah, man, they were fun to watch and all that. But Tatum likes that iso ball. I think people forget a little bit of that he likes that iso ball. He likes doing his own thing sometimes. And I mean, if he's not 100%, kind of doing that stuff, it might be taken away from the team. So it's something to watch out for. Like I said, just got to poke the bear a little and have stuff to talk about, but it is something serious to look at. But I think the Celtics, like everyone's been saying, they're fun. They're fun to watch. They got great depth, and as you mentioned, Josh Cada's been having a time out here. Cada can have a night. Payne Pritchard can have a night. Sam Hauser, Hugo Gonzalez, obviously last night. So I mean, it's just all these guys stepping up and showing you the depth on this team. And hey, this is great for the playoffs when you needed just one game for these guys just to step up. Hey, just give me 1 or 2 games in the series. JB's there. Pritchard can do the heavy lifting. Derek White, those three can do the heavy lifting and everything. But just give us a couple other, nights from these depth guys. Just give us, 15 to 20. Sam Hauser go crazy from three, or K to go, 20 and 15, or even like Hugo Gonzalez, 16 and 13 last night. Just give us something, and we've got those guys, Josh. So it's exciting to watch. I'm excited, and obviously, I want Tatum back, but I don't know, I'm still that guy. Let's just run it with this team. Everybody's gonna hate that, but I don't want to rush this guy. And everyone says if he's healthy, you just might as well play him. And there's no point sitting him. I know, but it's a little worrisome. I know everyone has come back a little quicker than this and whatnot. I think there's some other guy that's come back quicker. I'm blanking on the name, but it's not uncommon. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to rush it completely, Josh. It's just a little scary for me.
Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, I've kind of been on that fence too. Like, just let it be. Let's play with something fun here. Let's see what we got with this Celtics team. If he's truly ready to go by the playoffs, I just don't see it. Like, I don't know. Then as you've mentioned, those guys that we rush back, we know how it works. I don't know. I really don't. Achilles injuries are one of the worst ones to get through. I know they flew him out and he had a surgery shortly after it happened, but I don't know. It's up to the doctors. I'm kind of on Ben's thing here. If we know he's back, let's make sure he's back and ready to go. And obviously he's been doing scrimmages and we can, slowly wean him into it. But this Celtics team has been a lot of fun. And hey, we started off a little late. That's on me. That's on me. I got the code wrong here. Sometimes I get logged out of StreamYard. So that's on me, but we've got a lot of viewers in here. Let's keep the goals running and let's keep this show moving. We're going to talk. Of course, we're going to get into some NFL stuff later. I see Dom the Jeweler. I want to get to his take. And, of course, we got some UFC recap a little later. But the Bruins, they're up 1 goal, 2 goals in 50 seconds. They're playing the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. This Bruins team, Ben, this is all I've been hearing about is Sweeney coming out saying he doesn't want to be aggressive, or maybe he will. He believes that this team can contend. Ben, your honest opinion here.
No, let's just run it. Boring again, Josh, but let's just run it. We can just run it with this team. I know maybe I've been listening a little too much 98.5, but maybe shop and Swayman out there. I'm you were talking about buyers or sellers, but hey, if people want Swayman, if they're going to offer us a crazy offer, unload that contract. This team is not there, Josh. This team's not there. Still got plenty of pieces to go, but it's fun. I mean, it's a fun team. Uh, I guess more fun in that sort of regard than watching the Celtics, just because you didn't think this was possible. Sort of Morgan Geeky already putting up what he's already got like 20 goals or something. Uh, and these other just no-name guys. I mean, Middlestat. I mean, it's just some of these guys stepping up for us. He just wasn't. You weren't expecting a Corpusala playing great. Sort of after that little rough beginning to the season, he's been stepping up. And I know I joke about Swayman, but Swayman's been good and everything. I just threw that out there. Like maybe I've been listening too much 98.5 and all that. But hey, if somebody wants to throw a crazy offer for Swayman, we can unload that contract and keep filling around. I wouldn't be opposed. So I guess I would be sellers right now for the Bruins. Might as well. Like I said, if they want to give me a crazy offer for him, I consider it. But no, the Bruins, hey, this is crucial right now, trying to hang on to that last wild card spot. No, let's just run it with this team, Josh. I'm being boring. I'm just saying run it with the Celtics and the Bruins, but even more so for the Bruins. I think, hey, if anything, just be some sellers. Unload some of these contracts. We still got a lot of pieces to go, but this has been fun, Josh. Hey, let's hang on to this last wild card spot. I don't see us going too much further than that. So I think we're about 4 points clear right now. So very crucial game against the Penguins right there.
Go,
There we go. There we go. It's giving us some NHL knowledge on the Western side. All right, Dallas. Hey, Sagan. I know Sagan's over there and everything. Trying to think who else is on the Stars. I know I believe one of the U.S. guys came back pretty quick to get over there because they got a nice playoff run. Yeah, listen, that's where I'm coming from, asshole, on that one. They're not toast. I'm gonna have to disagree that they're good. This is a good team. All right, and thank you, asshole. Thank you for that one. But no, they're not toast. They're a good team. Fun to watch. It's just no. I mean, this isn't the team, Josh. This isn't the team that's going to make a far run into anything. So might as well not get into a crazy contract. I'd sell, a couple pieces, and I'll just keep going back to that Swayman point.
I love it. I actually didn't come into this show thinking about the Swayman point, but I think you're right. I was talking to James about it the other day. I've been talking to some peeps. I mean, we saw it in the Olympics. We saw Jeremy Swayman not play the best. I mean, even since coming back, I don't know. I mean, even since we've given him that money last year, I want to put a lot of the blame on him. He was the whole, the holdouts and the contract disputes. And of course, he had a phenomenal run 2 seasons ago in the postseason, was a huge part of their success. And I was thinking, Ben, I was on that side. It was a tough situation to be in. And I was thinking, the Bruins, they probably should throw the money on him because, you need that tough goaltender. I know we've had Tuukka Rask and Tim Thomas, and, we've been pretty lucky here in Boston. Olmark was pretty solid, but I don't know. He showed what it could take in the postseason, and if he can turn it on in the postseason, let's sign this guy. And last year didn't turn out the best for him. I know he's kind of had his ups and downs, but I couldn't agree with Ben anymore. I think right now this Boston Bruins team is a playoff caliber team. I think maybe they can mess around and find themselves in an interesting series, but the way that it's looking right now in the East, I don't think you're better than Tampa. I don't think you're better than the Canadians. I don't think you're better than a few of the other teams out in the West. I know we talked about the Stars, the Oilers, all those guys. Detroit Red Wings are kind of on your tail as well. Pittsburgh Penguins are beating them right now. That'd be a good, tough series. Again, a lot of veteran leadership on that staff and on that squad. So I think if you're the Boston Bruins, you are sellers at the deadline. Maybe you stand pat if you do truly believe, but as James and I kind of talked about, we talked about this last Friday, they've got tons of picks. They've got players that want some money. And I don't feel great. I know everybody's gonna run around and they're gonna say, "What are you talking about?" But I don't feel great with Morgan Geeky as our second best player on offense. I really don't. I love David Pastrnak, but he's got some of his question marks in the postseason. I know last year, the last postseason run, he kind of strung together some good playoff hockey, but maybe I would say the captain patch in terms of that. But at the end of the day, I think that this Boston Bruins team should stand pat, like Ben said. I think they should focus on all their future. They've got some great young pieces. They've got, the Mintons, the Poitras, the Low Rise, those guys. Build around those guys. You've still got some good defensive pieces as well. You've got Lindholm, you've got McAvoy, who I'm not crazy for. But again, I got to give him the tip of the cap when it's due. But I think the Boston Bruins will be in the postseason, and I think for sure we will be viewing them as a future option. And here you go. Yeah, the Bruins' future should be viewed with
There we
optimism.
go.
I agree. That's what I was
I
getting.
like
Hey,
that.
I was kind of
Masshole, there we go.
stealing your thunder there, Masshole. No, I agree. A lot of these picks, a lot of these young players as well. And as you've said, Carpacello's been Carpacello. I can never pronounce his name. He's been pretty good. And yeah, Tampa's been playing great. Detroit is hot. Carolina is good. I mean, I know they're destined to fail, but they've got the Aho guys over there, and they're just.
Carolina.
I don't know. I don't think that the Boston Bruins have enough talent, and I think they're just a little young. That's all. I think, and their goaltender's a little shaky. When I feel better about that, I think they're a few pieces away. Why not push into the future? That's kind of my opinion on that one, Ben. Talking Bruins. So, yeah, we're starting here. We're about halfway through the show. I'll let Ben get to his last second here for the Bruins. I don't think that they should be buyers. I think they should be sellers. And, of course, we started off talking Celtics. We're going to get into some UFC stuff. Next, we're going to talk some NFL. I'm seeing some NFL comments here, and we've got plenty
Big
to talk
NFL time.
about. Huge week coming up next week, Ben. But, yeah, Bruins, I agree with you. And I actually really like that Jeremy Swayman take because I don't know. I don't know if he can get it cut here, and I think we just need some more assets.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say for that last one, just to wrap it up, but that was a great point at the end. Just some of those young guys. We got those young guys. We got picks. And we just, to be honest, I'm not trying to call them all out, but we just don't have that leadership. You already pointed out McAvoy. He'd be shaky at times. We've seen that past. He's a great offensive player, defense, and leadership, not so much. And obviously the Swayman talk, he's good. Is he worth all that money? No. It was a great pullback. I kind of forgot about that holdout for a second, Josh. I mean, that was just a tough situation. What were we going to do? If you lose them, you just basically tank and sell. Kind of twisted our arm in that one. But just looking at this team, you got the young guys picks. Let's just ride it out with that. We don't have the leadership right now to support these guys. So, and that's why I say the Swayman thing. If we get a goalie, we're just got so many pieces away. That's not going to help us out. So if a team thinks they're a goalie away and they think that Swayman deal could put them over an edge, hey, if they're going to give us a haul with all the stuff we already have, might as well do that, because even if Swayman's standing on his head, I just don't think this team can support that and everything. But I'm excited, Josh. I'm excited, and I'm definitely excited for the future. So thanks, Masshole, too. Appreciate that.
I like that. We're going to keep the ball moving. We're going to get into – there's only one tag I'm missing here. I actually got some graphics here, but we're going to get into some interesting ones, Ben. Let's start with this one. The first one that happened wasn't a tag, but it was a trade that I was saying, whoa.
Big time.
I thought it was the thumper over there in Detroit, an organization and a franchise who went all in, got all these draft picks, and kind of regressed this year. But David Montgomery being sent to the Texans for kind of an interesting, I know the compensation changed throughout the day, or Adam Schefter added some more stuff, but the Lions were able to receive a 4th-round pick, Juice Scruggs, and a 2027 7th-round pick in exchange. Ben, thoughts on this move?
I'm a little confused, Josh, like you said on that one. It was Sonic and Knuckles over there. Sonic and Knuckles. I almost said Sonic and Hedgehog. That would have been one person. But no, Sonic and Knuckles over there with that combo. Side note, this is huge for fantasy. Gibbs owners. If you want Gibbs, it's either going to be just a massive home run. Now he's going to definitely go top 3, but massive home run, or he's got the injury threat now. David Montgomery was, sometimes you like to yell at him for vulturing it, but he kept, Gibbs a little healthier. Less wear and tear on that, and we know that position eventually wears down everyone. Father Time's undefeated, and just that running backs just get beat up. What a pull! Nice pull from Josh right there. That's why he's the best producer. But no, just a little confused. And just another point from Josh right there. They did seem like they regressed, so I'm a little confused why you would take a step back with this offense. But I guess Gibbs is going to get a big deal. You got to give as much money to him as possible. But I was a little confused with this one, Josh.
Me too. I think he's a big part of Gibbs' success. I think we saw this season too, and in the last season, Gibbs he's a beast. I'm not concerned about his production or anything, but I do like the thumper. I like the 1-2 punch. He's kind of their goal line guy. I know Gibbs stole a lot of those too at times, but he gives that opposite. I think for the Patriots fans, you view David Montgomery as like the Stevenson, and you'd want Henderson to kind of be that Gibbs. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen, but just kind of that 1-2 punch scenario there. David Montgomery, tough on the goal line there. What do you have, like 20 touchdowns a few seasons ago? So I think that's, again, Sonic and Knuckles. That's his goal line guy there that he likes to see, and he likes to have that 1-2 punch, give Gibbs a breather. Guess what? You can have David Montgomery in the backfield, and I think Gibbs brings a little more than just handoffs. Obviously, he's huge in PPR fantasy leagues, but I think it's interesting for the Lions. As you mentioned, I think they realize, they kind of went in a few seasons ago. They've got a lot of pieces to the puzzle they've got to feed. They've got mouths to feed on defense, on offense, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff's contract, Jamar Gibbs, those three guys, that's kind of your big three. So I think they realize that. They know, of course, they've got Jameson Williams. I mean, they've got their hands on so many different pieces of talent there. And Ben, I actually really like the move for the Texans. I think they need it. I think the offensive line has been pretty bad. What helps out a bad offensive line and a quarterback that turns the ball over? Well, let's put the ball in your running back's hand, and I think it's going to help Woody Marks too. I think Woody Marks showed a lot of flashes of potential last season. Now he kind of has his little 1A, 1B, and it seems kind of the trend within the NFL is to have two solid, good running backs. So I actually like that for the Texans a lot. Again, I don't think the Lions are giving up a ton in terms of him. I think Montgomery's got a decent amount of juice left, but I don't think it's going to hinder the Lions at all. And I think that the Texans gave up a good amount of stuff for him. So I like that. I like that a lot. And Masshole, you had to bring it up.
We'll get him. We'll get to him.
Let's do it now, Ben. I mean, what did you think of this? This has been one. James came on the podcast last year and said, this is going to be the guy, my bold take. The Dallas Cowboys are going to trade for Breece Hall. He seems to be just inked to this Jets organization. The New York Jets placed that franchise tag. It's going to be worth about $14.293 million. Ben, do you think that this is a good deal? Clearly, it seems to me, unless they try to trade him for some pretty good value, seems to me that they like the value in their running back here.
I don't know why they do. Josh, again, I hate to be boring. That's my kind of theme for this whole show, I guess, confusion. The other one, I was a little confused. I'm just confused on this one. I don't really know why they did it. It's pretty clear what they're doing. They're just scrapping everything and starting fresh. You've got a disgruntled running back that was asking for a trade at the trade deadline and was pretty shocked when he didn't get it. So I'm a little surprised that they're just going to waste pretty much $15 million on him. I know he's a good running back. I know you brought out that Dallas position. That would have been great, bringing him over there and to more of these contender teams. I think that would be a great move. So I think he was excited to be a free agent. I don't know why they did that. I'm not too sure. I could probably see a holdout. And yeah, I mean, just perfectly said from Masshole. It's just another. I know we make fun of the Steelers and Cowboys a lot and all that stuff. And hey, listen, sorry, Masshole, don't mean it completely, but I mean, you see some of these other organizations making this move. I mean, he perfectly said it right there. You got a disgruntled running back, and the fans aren't happy right now. So you're scrapping this whole team. It's pretty clear that's the plan. And you got rid of Sauce. You got rid of pretty much everybody else on that defensive side. I don't want to go through all their names and everything, but Jermaine Jones. I don't know. I'm just kind of confused. Why would you want to just get rid of Breece Hall and just sort of a disposable position? Not disposable, but just. Yeah. I mean, honestly, he should have. He's been nothing good to this organization and everything. So, like Kendra said, if he's in a better location, better team, I think he can flourish. It's just like for the other comment from Asshole. I mean, he's done everything for this team. He requested a trade, but he was pretty much trading everybody at that point for the Jets. So I thought he thought he was going to be out, and I'm just kind of confused why they did this, Josh. Just another Jets move, and uh, yeah, Robert Saleh really likes him. I don't know. Saleh's got a big plan over there. That whole coaching staff really likes Jermaine Jones, so that's tough. That's tough, but. Good for Jermaine Jones. Get him out of there. Jermaine Jones. Get him out of there. Go to Tennessee. Tennessee's got something cooking over there with the edge guys. So, but Jets, Josh, just another questionable move.
Yeah, Ben, and I think Masshole, I know you can kind of chime in here. I think you've got to be all in on the picks. I know we talked about this with the Raiders, but get rid of these guys. Like, even you can talk me into Garrett Wilson. You really can. I get it. You got to have some.
You got to keep him.
You got to have some type of structure and some sound in the organization. You can't just ship off everybody for sure. But Breece Hall, I mean, running backs are expendable. Franchise tag, okay, you keep him for a year, but at that point, you might as well try and get something for him, or just let him walk. I mean, this is cap space. You're just paying. I mean, and I don't even think Breece Hall's that good. I'm going to be completely honest. I think Breece Hall is just one of those guys who's a solid running back. I think he is who he is. I think he shows flashes, but I don't think he's a guy that the Jets need to tie down to their organization. And I like the Jermaine Johnson one. I think that was a good move for them. I think, as you mentioned, Robert Saleh sees a lot out of him. I actually like Jermaine Johnson a lot. I know Dallas was kind of linked to him before with the whole Micah Parsons and before Quinnen Williams. I know that name was being thrown out that Dallas was going to trade for him. So I got a lot of respect for him. But you look at Breece Hall and it's just, I don't understand it. I mean, the Jets, they need talent, Ben. They have all these draft picks. I know they've had some interesting things going on that the Jets would want to trade for the Cowboys' 20th pick and move out. And yeah, if I'm a Jets fan, for sure I'm doing that. Or the 12th pick. I mean, they need all the talent that they can get. And yes, exactly, Massel. Yeah, I agree. I think you keep Garrett Wilson again. I don't love him as much as everybody else does. Kill me, but I think you kill him. I mean, not kill. I think you keep him. You don't kill him. You don't kill him by getting rid of him off the team. And I think right now they've got tons of issues that they've got to figure out. And yeah, and that Masshole here, everything should be related to the draft. Only people off the trade table should be Garrett Wilson and Will McDonald, who's, again, and I think the getting rid of Jermaine Johnson there it's showing. Either it's Ruben Bain, David Bailey, or Arvell Reese. I think that's probably who they're going to go with here. I mean, and I don't mind it. I think the Jets just get ready. Try to get your quarterback next year. If you really like Mendoza and try to trade up, I'm hearing there's rumors of the Raiders being cold. I mean, rumors are swirling around this draft. People are falling, people are moving, but yeah, that was a bad one. That was a clippable moment. Of course, nobody's dying, but he's not. He shouldn't leave the team. I think Breece Hall is a move that I wouldn't do, Ben. I agree with you. I think the Jets organization have some other things they got to fill, and I know Kendra said it. I know you said it, and I know Masshole said it. I think Breece Hall could be a formidable running back for another organization, another team. I don't know, like a Commanders or something, a team that needs some juice and has some cap space. Maybe they go out and get him, but. Yeah, the picks and draft picks are crucial. Some coaches aren't smart with their draft picks. That is true. And that's why, again, a little part of me, I know maybe some fans are saying, hey, we can't just bank on everything. That's why we got to bring Breece Hall back. But, man, I don't think that was the right decision for the Jets, Ben.
No, and like you said, too, you just could have used that money in so many other positions. Say, hey, the Jets are going to get another great linebacker. David Bailey, Reese. Ruben Ben Jr., those guys. I mean, the Jets always get these nasty linebackers, great edge guys, but you got to use those other picks on sort of other positions. You got to fill out the rest of this team, and that's a good point people would make. Hey, you got a sure thing right there with Breece Hall, knows the system, bring him back. You got GW, I kind of like that one, GW. So you go find a quarterback, and you just kind of build. You bring in a young guy. Give them these two weapons. You try to build out from there. I see it. I get it. But I don't know. And that was the better word from you, Josh. I said disposable, expendable. I just think it's at that position. No offense to Breece Hall. You just use that $15 million somewhere else. You can find a right back, third rounder, fourth rounder, a gem in there. Easier said than done, but you can just plug and play a little over there. I think they have a decent other running back too. It's not like they're just totally, strapped for running backs. They got a couple guys over there. I think they got the other UNC guys. So, oh no, they stink. They're awful.
Not good.
Can't you? Yeah, no, not good, not good. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean that's why you kind of just get a third round running back. Get some of these offensive line. I mean, they just pretty much need everything. Sorry, Masshole. They just need everything right now. So the Jets are under their own project right now, but it's not a good move. Top five. Yeah, I don't. Maybe 1 year.
Speaking of, maybe this guy could be linked to the Jets, but big move here. One that's kind of to be expected. One guy who got a ton of money, and you can see it here. Arizona Cardinals are planning to release. They haven't fully done it yet. Maybe they're trying to wait it out, see if they can get a draft pick or some type of compensation. But Kyler Murray will be released. That is their plan. By next Wednesday, we know next Thursday opens free agency. So Kyler Murray will be gone, and the Cardinals will owe him $36.9 million in 2026. I think that this is a trend in the right direction for this organization, and I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face, Ben. I don't know why they would go out and draft an offensive lineman. I don't know why that they would use anything with that top 3 pick. I think the Cardinals should be going crazy to get rid of that top 3 pick right now. Go nuts for something else. Get a haul. Get 2 first-round draft picks this year, and then trade those picks. You don't need anything right now. You're not going to be anything. Again, I sound a little bit crazy, but I do truly believe that the Arizona Cardinals are in a situation right now. They've got cap tied up in Kyler Murray. Don't go out and draft an offensive lineman just because it's a team need. You don't do that at number 3 when you're an organization that needs a lot more. You saw what the Patriots did with Will Campbell last year. Some people are saying that they regret that decision. Again, you're not the New England Patriots. You're the Arizona Cardinals. You don't have a quarterback. Your wide receiver room's pretty solid. Your defense is kind of a mess. You're losing a bunch of players in free agency. Again, you just watch your head coach. I think that the Arizona Cardinals should trade from this pick, and I think desperately it was the right decision to move on from Kyler Murray. If I'm Kyler Murray, I'm thinking about the steel curtain. I'm thinking about the steel.
Oh, there we go.
He didn't want to hear that, but I'm throwing it out there.
No. I mean, that's the first one everyone goes to, and I mean I hate to just go to that easy route right there with Massol. Hey, there's Jeff. But I mean, the Jets sound perfect. The Jets sound perfect to him. I mean, just a rebuilding. I know. I don't want him. Trust me, I don't want him. I know this was floated, and I was a little more excited, Josh. To be I did want it originally. I did want it originally, Kyler on the Steelers. But and Josh too. Great. Yeah, that's a solid point from you too. I think this is perfect for both guys. Kyler. And the Cardinals need to move on. Kyler needs to move on. He needs to get out of there, and as Chief said, yeah, you got to get full rebuild mode. Like I said, yeah, just try to get as much. I wouldn't be totally opposed to getting an offensive lineman, Josh. There's a couple of good ones out there. You got a good kid from Miami, Francis Muagu. I don't think I pronounced that right, but that's all right. Sorry about that. But he's been, I think, projected to them. I believe they got another good offensive lineman last year. Or the Vikings, that's a solid one. You got to go Kevin O'Connell. To be honest, I think that was an easy one someone threw out there. For Kyler Murray. I know we're just getting a little sidetracked. Listen, I'll get back to that one. But they threw it out here this morning. I mean, Kyler could honestly consider. I know this is easy, but going to a team like the Chiefs or Eagles and just being a backup. I mean, you got $37 million coming to you. You don't need the money. You don't need anything. You got to prove yourself again. Go to an Andy Reid or 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, backup Brock Purdy. Go to one of these offensive guys. I know Jeff just brought up the Vikings too. Kevin O'Connell. Go one of these offensive guys. Just learn this. You failed in Arizona. They didn't support you. Yada yada yada. Who knows? You got to go to a good head coach, good offensive head coach. Get your head on straight. Sort of just get into this new system. He needs a fresh start over there. He doesn't need to start anywhere. He's got plenty of money coming to him. He doesn't need a crazy contract. So I think honestly that's the best move for him. Just go back up somebody. They threw it out there. The Chiefs was an easy one. Go back up Mahomes, have Andy Reid sort of tutor you. You saw what Andy Reid did with Mike Vick. when he came back. He just needs a fresh start. And Andy Reid's one of the greatest offensive minds out there. Go over there, wait a couple years, and then go get another start. It's because Arizona just kind of screwed you. And I don't know, he might not be that good. So I think just for him on that one, that's where he's going to go. And Josh, yeah, I was in on the, for the Steelers originally, just because they are paying him all this money and we could get him on the cheap, but I'm tired of that. I'm tired of doing these cheap deals, bringing in Russell Wilson, bringing in Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields experiment. I'm tired of these quick fixes just because we see a guy that's, got potential and we just can bring him on a cheap deal. I'm tired of that. We need a guy homegrown. Will Howard, draft another guy. Hey, we got Mike McCarthy now. I guess he's good with quarterbacks. Let's see what we could do from there. But I'm tired of bringing in these other projects. We need to start something from scratch, Josh. So that's why I'm all set with Kyler Murray. I was intrigued, but I'm all set. Give him to the Jets, or I like the Vikings one. I like that Vikings. Yeah, it's Will Howard time, or someone else. I don't want someone else's, scraps, Josh, right now. So no offense to these guys. These guys make a lot of money. They know what I mean by that. But let's start something fresh.
I don't hate that one to the Chiefs. I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes hurt for a few, I almost said years, hurt for a few games there.
Yeah.
You've got somebody who can prove and play fast, nice pocket quarterback who can, not pocket, scrambling quarterback that Andy Reid can kind of play with. It's a win-win. Mahomes out for a few games, build up that, be a backup behind. Yeah, learn from Andy Reid, learn from Patrick Mahomes, be a backup, show a couple good games here, do the Malik Willis thing, who everybody's running around circles for. Do the Malik Willis thing. I mean, why not? Go be a backup to Patrick Mahomes, go in, keep them in contention till he slides back in. You show you can get it done. Everybody freaks out because you played 3 games. I don't get the Malik Willis thing, but anyways,
I'll take it.
I don't hate the Chiefs idea, Ben. I didn't even think of that. I wasn't even in the right ballpark. But Vikings have been thrown out. Jets, Raiders as a backup, or maybe you start a little thing with Mendoza. I don't know. You do something. I think he'll be somewhere, and I don't know. I think for sure I'd be more willing to throw money at him than Malik Willis, but call me a Malik Willis.
Here we go. Oh man, he hates that. I don't know. I
don't love.
He's
Malik
younger.
Willis.
He's younger. I don't know, Josh. He's younger. He looked all right. I know it's a small sample size, but I'd throw some money at him. Listen, I liked him coming out of Liberty. I'd be a little more willing for that one, just because he's younger. He's got better arm strength, more athletic. You can work with a little more with that. He's got the better physical traits right now, so you can work a little more with that. If I'm going to take a risk on a guy, I take it on Malik Willis. Just doesn't like Malik Willis.
No. Not a big Malik Willis guy.
It's all right.
Yeah, we agree to disagree. Last one here, transition tag. Here we go. We've got Malik Willis might be good. I know a lot of people think that. I mean, I guess when you're beating up on Tyler Huntley.
Here we go.
It seems like that. I'm joking. All jokes aside.
No, it's good. Listen, I like beating up on Tyler Huntley.
That's fair. That does work for you guys. Colts, this was an interesting one. So I actually like this decision sort of from the Colts. They're kind of in, they're kind of out, Ben. I mean, we saw him. He was in MVP contention at the beginning of the season before the Achilles. He was playing on that injured foot there, the broken fibula, whatever it was. They put their transition tag on Daniel Jones, which is around $33.7 million. I could be somewhere in that ballpark, which means he's open to getting an offer sheet from another team, but the Colts can match that offer sheet. So he's kind of can play in free agency. He can go out, do what he wants to do. My guess is the team isn't going to want to give a lot of money to Daniel Jones, and they can't beat that. I don't know how it would work if it was like a 2 or 3 year, but he's making like 15. I don't know. I don't know how it would work if he's technically making less. I'm hearing guys like Malik Willis could make around 30, so maybe he does kind of match that or can supersede that if it's on another contract. But just a tough situation. I know we talk about the Falcons. I rag on them. We talk about the Jets. We talk about the Raiders, Cowboys, Steelers being in tough positions. But how about the Colts, man? You go all in last year. You trade for Sauce Gardner. You've got no first-round pick this year, no first round pick next year. I don't even know if they have a second this year too. I mean, they might, but they've got a lot of decisions to be made there, Ben, and all they're missing is a quarterback. And I know it was Don the Jeweler who said it earlier. Where's Alec Pierce going to go? So I guess maybe I throw that into
That's what you're talking about. That's a big one. No, that's a big question from Don the Jeweler, Josh. That was a big free agency one. Might be a little too juicy for the Pats. He's getting a lot of money on him for that one. Maxwell definitely would. But no, like you said, Josh, tough one for the Colts. I mean, you kind of go all in, and it literally all just kind of fell apart within a couple of weeks. Daniel Jones goes down. Sauce even got hurt at the end. You traded all in for him, and that just sort of team fell apart at the end, just through injuries. So I don't know. I guess with that AFC South, the way that Texans defense is looking, the way Jags just have rebuilt, and the way they look right now. Tennessee, only getting better. I guess you could say that for them. They are. You can't get much worse. You got to just keep Daniel Jones because he can play. I mean, you saw what he was healthy last year. You saw what he did for this offense and how he just helped them actually click and how he elevated Jonathan Taylor on this pretty much whole team. But it's just tough. He's still in that Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold's out of that stage now, but he's still got that name to him. It's like, oh, Daniel Jones, you're going to pay him that much money, but to your point too, it's just, hey, if Malik Willis is getting that much money, might as well give Daniel Jones that money too. It's just the quarterback market right now. Everyone's getting that cash, so I think for the Colts, you got to do it. You got to just do this one, and you hope he's healthy and just plays the way he was doing at the end of the season, Josh, before he got hurt, because they were good. They were in first place. I mean. They were right there, and then everything kind of fell apart. So I think it's a good move from the Colts. Just you don't really have another option. You're kind of screwed.
Tough situation to be in. I mean, that's the thing. That at least these Raiders, these Jets, they have the assets. They have the first round picks. They don't have it, and they don't even have a quarterback. So to throw that cherry on the top, I know the Colts have some other pieces, and they're closer than the Jets and the Raiders for sure, even without the first round picks. But things can happen overnight. Maybe you get a couple good draft picks to move your way. But we're going to finish the show off here. Ben was the one who reminded me. I'm getting ready to get into free agency talk because I'm so excited about it. I completely forgot there is a huge UFC card this weekend, UFC 326. I put it in as 236. Excuse my dyslexic moment in my fat finger to punch that in. But this is a huge card.
Right.
Big card. We've got Oliveira and Max Holloway for the BMF, the baddest mother effer on the planet belt here. We've got some interesting guys. We've got Rob Font going up against Rojas Jr., who I will never bet on or ever root for again because he screwed me over in that Mexico City card where he drank the Mexican water. I will never let that go. And, of course, we've got a middleweight bout in D. Ryder going up against Caio Baralho. So that Baralho, I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with him, but of course I know De Ritter. This is going to be a good card. We've got Cody Brundage, Cody Garbrandt, I believe.
Yeah.
So some good fights on this card. Won't want to miss it. Ben, got about 2 minutes left here. I'm going to go first. I know because I know we usually always leave it to you. I'm going to go. I got to go with him. Got to go with Charles Oliveira. I know everybody's saying Max Holloway. James personally wanted to say on the show he's got Max Holloway. He thinks it goes decision, I believe is what he told me. We'll talk about that a little later. But, yeah, I like Charles Oliveira. I think he wants his revenge here. And I like Max Holloway, but he's been shown he can be put down. I think Oliveira's been kind of climbing the ladder here. He's a bad mother effer, too. He's one of the best submission artists. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's off the charts. Personally, I like him. I could be reading a little too much bias into this, but I think it's going to be a great fight. Could be early fight of the year in terms of what we've seen already. And, of course, I'm going to go with De Ritter, my guy, in the co-main event. And let me take Rob Font. I'm done with Rojas Jr. I don't want anything to do with him. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. We talked some Bruins. Bruins should definitely stand pat. Don't make any moves. Celtics. How about them Celtics? They're contenders, number 2 in the East. And, of course, we got through all your draft picks, all that compensation stuff and free agency previewing, which next week, Ben and I, we're going to do our we'll do our off-season plans for the Dallas Cowboys, for the Steelers, for the Patriots. We'll each choose our own team. We'll do it for just our teams, but we'll get to those. And, of course, we will give you a few bold predictions for free agency and, of course, break down free agency the following week. But want to thank everybody. And, of course, I'm going to go crazy. Charles Oliveira by submission.
Oh, switch it up right there. I like that decision from him. But no, I'll go quick on that one, Josh. I got to go Oliveira. Max Holloway can bang, on Justin Gaethje, Poirier, Dillashaw, all these other guys. But as you mentioned, Oliveira's just got a rich history, just background of fighting, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just one of the great submission artists we've ever seen out there. So I think he can stand and bang too. He can punch, he can hang with the rest of them. He hasn't got knocked out. I think Tapori, I forget who knocked him out. He's only been knocked out once. I believe. So give me Oliveira. Kai versus De Ridder. That's a little redemption one for both. I'm done with De Ridder. I just gave up on that one after that one. He's just kind of pissed me off in that fight too. I'm in the same boat as Josh with Raul Rojas. I'm done with De Ridder. So give me Kai. Rob Fonts. I think he's going to stop that wrestling from Raul Rojas. So give me Font on that one. Give me Drew Dauber too. Those are the four more intriguing fights for me on that one. Drew Dauber always puts on a show. Everyone watch out for that fight. Drew Dauber versus Michael Johnson. So thank you for everyone tuning in. As always, go Celtics and Bruins. Stay packed unless you want to trade Swayman on that one. And stay tuned next week. Thank you.
Timeout Talks. Timeout Talks.